Okay, now that we've got all of our sound effects added to the two voice tracks, male voice at the top, female voice, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sound effects. Again, the knife sound effect, we've used it from the same audio clip, but just two different portions of it. Okay, and you had to split all the other clips to get rid of the music and all the other sound effects that might be on there to find the best portion that'll work for your project. So, first thing I'd like you to do is go File, Save As, Make a New Version. I'm going to go to a version V6. So the same name, just V6. And I'm going to click OK. It'll save my project, and that way I've got multiple versions on the Soundtrap server. Again, I'm not saving this right now to my own computer. I'd have to download it from Soundtrap to save it to my computer. So it's saving it online. Okay, and there we go. It's finishing up. All done. Good. It's saved this project file, version 6, as you can see up here. Okay, so what do we need to do now? This whole commercial is complete. It's under 30 seconds. If I go to the end, yeah, there it is, 29.7, perfect. It's not over 30. So if you're one that cares about marks, you'll keep it under 30. If it's even a little bit over 30, you'll lose some marks. Okay, I have adjusted my audio levels of my different sound effects. I've put each one on its own track. So for example, the fire explosion here is on its own track, and I think I had to bring the sound down because it was too loud. I can see the amplitude of that waveform. It's very high, which means it's very loud. See, it's very high compared to these other ones. So I've had to bring this down. It was just too loud and it was competing with the voice. Remember, the whole point of sound effects and music is to complement the voice, not compete with the voice. Remember that saying. Okay, there it is. So what did I do? I selected the clip. I went over to my volume control, clicked on it, and I can go up with it to raise the volume, or I can drag down. So all I'm doing is clicking and dragging up and down. I think I have to bring it down to about there. Okay, what's the last thing I have to do now? I have to add some music. So what I want to do is add a new track. Again, voice and microphones. Again, I'm going to close this out because I'm not recording a voice right now. And then I'm going to click on mic. I'm going to rename it music. There we go. What do we need to do? We need to import. Bring the music in, and you will have a music file in the music folder of the radio commercial. Assets. There it is, number 4, music, and just bring that in. Now, when you do your own version, you can use your own music, but keep in mind the music needs to sort of go along with the feel of the commercial. So I've used Italian dinner music in this case. Double click it. It imports it wherever the play bar is. And it'll take a minute. It's a larger file because it's a longer audio file than the short voice clips. Okay, there it is. The music track is down at the bottom. We're adding that last. Now, the same thing holds true for the music as the sound effects. It has to complement the voices. It has to be in the background of the voices. Loud enough to be heard, but loud enough, sorry, not too loud. Okay, so there's our music track. It's down on the bottom of our project file. Now remember, we have to do the same thing with the music as we've done with the sound effects. The music must complement the voices, not compete with the voices. So what does that mean? It means I need to hear the music under the voices and under the sound effects, but it needs to be loud enough I can hear it, but not too loud that it's making me struggle to hear what the voices are saying. So it's called mixing audio, and that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to mix the audio. Now we're mixing the music with the sound effects and the voices, so it gets a little bit more complex as we go. Okay, let me just go minus. You can see this music track is way too long. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move it to the right, and I'm just going to find the section I want to use. Okay, I think I'll just use it at the start.
Yes.
Let me just move this over. I'm going to use it right where you hear this, right here where you hear that guitar come in, or mandolin, whatever instrument it is. Right there. So that means I'm going to trim off the beginning. Okay, so I'm just going to go, just like it's any other audio file, and just trim the beginning of that. And then I'm going to play it. Oh, I trimmed a little too much, I think. Just back it off a bit. Split the difference. There we go. Let me blow this up a bit. Let me go over to my music track. There it is. And just trim a bit off here. There we go. Still hear a little sound just before the music starts. You don't have to be. There, I'm going to use it right from there. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out on the timeline so I can see what I'm doing. There's my whole 30-second commercial. So the music has to be done and finished playing by the 30-second mark, under 30. It has to finish with the voices. So I'm going to drag that to the start, and then I'm going to play it. Okay, what I need to do is shorten it.
Hello, dear. I'm making dinner tonight.
Oh, no, really? What are you making?
Bacon and tomato sandwiches.
Are you sure?
And I think you can hear that the music's too loud. It's competing with the voices. It's making me have to listen to the voices through the music. And I can't really hear the voices all that clearly. So I have to reduce the level of the music again. So I'm going to click on the clip just like any other track here. And I'm going to go to the volume of that track. And I'm just going to decrease, drag down. And let's just try it there.
Hello, dear. I'm making dinner tonight.
Oh, no, really?
Still a little too loud. Click and drag down.
What are you making?
Still too loud.
Bacon and tomato sandwiches.
Are you sure? I've seen your kitchen skills.
Still a little loud in my books.
Hello, dear. I'm making dinner tonight.
Oh, no, really? What are you making?
Bacon.
So good, I can hear it. That sounds pretty good. I'm going to go down to where the sound effects start and make sure that I can hear the sound effects and the music.
From Uber Eats.
Uber Eats? I've got this. Hiya! Ah!
What?
Get me a Band-Aid and check the bacon.
Fire!
I'm thinking the bacon's done.
Uber Eats. Fast food without the accidents.
And there we go. Accidents right there. So what I'm going to do is split this track right at this point. So select the track, Command E, delete the end of it. Make sure you get rid of the end of it. Don't keep it there. And then what I'm going to do is listen to the end and see if it's too sudden of a stop, and maybe I need to fade the end of the music.
Uber Eats. Fast food without the accidents.
Yeah, it just sort of ends. I'm going to just fade it. I'm going to do a very fast fade. Very fast fade, so it's not quite so abrupt.
I'm thinking the bacon's done.
Uber Eats. Fast food without the accidents.
It ends a little too soon, so I'm going to drag it out a bit. Okay, let's listen again.
Without the accidents.
I don't like the fade. I'm getting rid of the fade. So that's the judgments you make as you go.
Fast food without the accidents.
Okay, and I think the music just ends a little too early. It needs to end right with the voice, otherwise it sounds a little awkward. So just take that over just a bit. And
Uber Eats. Fast food without the accidents.
And now it ends a little too late. So zoom in, take your play bar right to where the voice ends, and then yeah, it's just a little too long. Trim it back just a bit. There we go.
Fast food without the accidents.
Good. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the level. I'm happy with the piece that I used. You could use a different part of the music if you want. Remember, it's non-destructive editing, so you can always just drag this out and say, oh, let's go down here and use a different part. Okay? And you can say, okay, if that's the part down here I want to use, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this earlier, somewhere in here, Command E, and get rid of the beginning of the music. And then what I'm going to do is slide this over and use this. So that's what you're going to do next, is get that music in there. I'm going to go back to what I had, like so, and I'm happy with it. So add your music, mix the music level with it, and get it finished. And then you're done. And then the last thing you have to remember to do is go to File, Save As. You're saving a project file. I'm going to give it a number 7 now because I've made a significant change by adding music. I'm making a version 7. Click OK, and it's going to save the project. So go ahead, add your music, adjust the levels, and save your project.